My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. What do we have here? This is amazing. Wait. Okay. House Republicans expand dossier probe, seek info from Obama officials. Before we get started, and there's another article, before we get started on the Steele Dossier, the garbage document, referred to as a garbage document by Bob Woodward, and I can get to that if you'd like in a second. House Intel expands dossier probe with letter to Obama advisor linked to Fusion GPS. Why is an Obama advisor linked to a letter regarding Fusion GPS? Why is Fusion GPS working with an MI6 officer in Christopher Steele, a former MI6 officer, to get dirt on Trump using Russian sources? Has anybody asked about the Russian sources? A poor professor who's now a missing person, because anything in the sphere of Clinton world, that's what takes place. But now the professor is a missing person. This professor's name is Mifsud. I'm probably pronouncing his last name wrong, but he was the gentleman who allegedly spoke to Papadopoulos, or met with Papadopoulos to speak about dirt regarding Hillary Clinton. That's what Alexander Dumbo Downer stated. And it's just unbelievable. Two drunk men at a bar. How did I even get to... my mind's like wondering, how did I even get to that? Two drunk men at a bar. Then you have the Steele Dossier used for a FISA warrant. All of this is just... it's mind-boggling. But I even forgot my initial point, but F it, who cares? House Intel expands dossier probe with letter to Obama advisor linked to Fusion GPS. Oh! Here's finally my point. Why are we talking about this? It's March 10th, 2018. It is March 10th, 2018. The election was November 8th, 2016. When people say, oh, so you talk about Hillary all the time, da, da, da. This is the Hillary Clinton investigation. This is the Hillary Clinton election loss retribution investigation. They lost $1.2 billion after cheating. How bad do you have to be to lose after cheating? And we're talking about this because every single attack that they level at Trump points right back to them. From collusion with Russia, to a FISA warrant, to a Steele Dossier, to all of these things eventually point, the uranium deal points back to them. I explained in my last segment. Please share my last segment below. It's long-winded and it's dry, but it gives you every reason. It gives you all the reasons why the writing's on the wall regarding the Clinton Foundation indictments. Republicans on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence are seeking information about the Steele Dossier from a former Obama administration official who was married to an employee of Fusion GPS, the opposition research firm that commissioned the dossier. The committee, chaired by GOP Representative Devin Nunes of California, issued questionnaires Friday to around a dozen former President Barack Obama's administration officials. The Daily Caller's News Foundation is told that one of the letters was sent to Shayla Murray, a former journalist who served as a senior advisor to Obama and as former Vice President Joe Biden's deputy chief of staff. Murray's husband is Neil King, a former Wall Street Journal reporter who worked at the newspaper at the same time as Fusion GPS's three co-founders, Glenn Simpson, Peter Fritsch, and Tom Catton. Murray also worked at the Journal until 2005. She joined the Obama administration in 2011. King left the Journal in December 2016 after accepting a buyout offer. Politico reported at the time that he was joining Fusion GPS, which is based in Washington, D.C. We all know, of course, Fusion GPS commissioned the Steele Dossier, or paid Christopher Steele to compile the Steele Dossier with help from Russian sources. House Intel Republicans are exploring whether there are similarities to Justice Department official Bruce Orr and his wife Nellie Orr. What is it with these husband and wife teams and these love triangle, or no, I should say mistress and cheating husband teams, and what is it with this like amorous type of, I don't know if you would call it incestuous, I don't know why do these people always, if it's not Page and Strzok at the FBI, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, it's Bruce and Nellie Orr, and now there's a new couple, a new power couple who helped fabricate this insane Russia investigation without any evidence at all, just based on gossip and hearsay. A new power couple. So you had Lisa Page, Peter Strzok, you have Bruce and Nellie Orr. It's like the satanic dating game of insane Obama-era scandals and Clinton operatives. So, the letter was sent to Shalay Murray. I might be pronouncing her first name incorrectly, and I apologize. Shalay Murray. And her husband is Neil King. Okay. Okay. And now they're a part of this as well. Nothing to do with Obama or Clinton. Nothing. Everything was above board. Loretta Lynch meeting with Bill Clinton on a tarmac. Everything was above. Clinton purchasing the Steele Dossier. Look, all these husband and wife and boyfriend-girlfriend teams, everything's above board. There's nothing, there's no insinuation of foul play. Of course there is. Fox also reports that a questionnaire was sent to Colin Kahl, who served as National Security Advisor to Biden. Also, that's one thing. The questionnaire, it's ridiculous. So the Republican House Intel Committee should just, I mean, the letters are okay, but you need to actually question them under oath, not send a questionnaire that they're obviously going to try their best to circumvent in every way possible with ridiculous answers. They'll put like, they'll ask like, did you help work with Hillary Clinton to fabricate the Steele Dossier? Oh, not applicable. NA. You know, they'll find some way to like just get out of answering. All right, so King left the journal. Okay, House Intel Republicans are exploring whether there are similarities to Justice Department officials Bruce Orr and his wife Nellie Orr, which first reported, according to Fox News, that Murray was being sent a letter. Bruce met with Fusion's Simpson shortly after the election to discuss the dossier. Nellie worked for Fusion at the time as a researcher on the firm's investigation on President Donald Trump. No conflict of interest there. Bruce Orr, the DOJ official, meets with Fusion GPS. Not a problem. Nellie Orr, I mean, if the tables were turned, my God, they would just, it wouldn't be a question. They would demand the investigation. They would never have let the investigation begin if the tables were turned. Fox also reported that a questionnaire was sent to Colin Kahl. Okay, the letters are part of a Nunes-led investigation into the previous administration's handling of the dossier. Republicans want to know who in the previous administration knew about the salacious document and whether they shared its allegations with reporters and others in government. So the answer is a whole lot of people. And this was simply a way to go ahead and hurt Trump at the expense of truth. There was no evidence there. But here's Catherine Herridge. She'll go ahead and I'm sure explain this better than me. Okay, Miss Herridge. Catherine Herridge is amazing, by the way.
Court here in Washington, D.C. to see if former Trump campaign aide Sam Nunberg shows up to testify before the grand jury in the special counsel Russia investigation. Nunberg was subpoenaed by special jailed or
there was no collusion with the Trump campaign.
Dossier and so far this morning, he is a no-show, Sandra.
And Catherine, the dossier investigation by the House panel is expanding.
Well, that's right. Fox News has learned that Republicans on the House Intelligence Committee are sending this questionnaire about the Trump dossier to more officials in the Obama administration, including a senior staffer for Vice President Joe Biden, whose husband works for Fusion GPS, the firm behind the anti-Trump political research. A source familiar with the matter confirmed to Fox that Shayla Murray, who worked for Vice President Biden as Deputy Chief of Staff and Communications Director, then as a core advisor to President Obama, will receive the questionnaire today with a short timeline to respond about when she learned the dossier was funded by the D.N.C. and Clinton campaign.
So Shayla Murray's husband works for Fusion GPS. Okay. An advisor to Biden. Okay. Which is what I think I said, but in a very long-winded way. Okay. So you have Bruce Orr at the DOJ meeting with Glenn Simpson and Nellie Orr working for Fusion GPS. You have Lisa Page and Peter Strzok making sweet love to the anti-Trump conspiracy, or texts, just through text messages saying how much they hate Trump. Oh, a menace. Okay. So you have a couple at the FBI. You have a couple at the Justice Department. Now you have a couple in the White House. Somewhat. Except the husband's working at Fusion GPS. And the wife works for Biden and the Obama administration. There's nothing wrong there. There's nothing to see here. This is completely above board.
Here's what's key here. Murray, who previously worked as a journalist, is married to Neil King, who worked alongside senior leadership of Fusion GPS, including Glenn Simpson, who you see right there. The firm was paid by the DNC and the Clinton campaign for the dossier research. Investigators question whether the situation may have similarities to former senior Justice Department official Bruce Orr and his wife Nellie Orr, who did Russia research for Fusion that showed up in the dossier. Questionnaire is also being sent to another official who worked in Biden's office as a former national security advisor. Dossier was funded.
So there's yet another. I love Devin Nunes. I think he's awesome. But the question, enough with the questionnaires. The questionnaires are not going to get to the bottom. Maybe it's just protocol before they subpoena somebody. Maybe that's it. It's probably that. But the questionnaire, they're probably laughing. A questionnaire. You're going to fill out the questionnaire, and of course there are going to be inconsistencies, and then they're going to be forced to testify. Hopefully, possibly, that could be what's going on. But let's just hear this again.
Then, as a core advisor to President Obama, will receive the questionnaire today with a short timeline to respond about when she learned the dossier was funded by the DNC and Clinton campaign. Here's what's key here. Murray, who previously worked as a journalist, is married to Neil King, who worked alongside senior leadership of Fusion GPS, including Glenn Simpson, who you see right there. The firm was paid by the DNC and the Clinton campaign for the dossier research. Investigators question whether the situation may have similarities to former senior Justice Department official Bruce Orr and his wife Nellie Orr, who did Russia research for Fusion that showed up in the dossier. Questionnaire is also being sent to another official who worked in Biden's office as a former national security advisor.
All right, so this is what I don't understand. This is something I don't understand. How is it that excuse me. How is it that Clinton pays for the Fusion GPS dossier? So check this out. This is where the H.A. Goodman YouTube segment gets really, really interesting. Okay? You thought it would never happen, but I'm telling you, this is where it gets really interesting. You have Clinton paying for the dossier. You have Christopher Steele actually knowing that Clinton paid for the dossier. That just came out recently. The D.N.C. paid for the dossier. So if you gave to Bernie Sanders, your money eventually was used to pay for a dossier. All right. Now, not only do you have Hillary Clinton paying for a dossier that was used for a FISA warrant, so she essentially purchased a FISA warrant, and don't say, well, this is the intelligence community, because it wasn't even our intelligence community. This is compiled with the help of Russian sources. notice how it's not marketed as dirt on Trump. Then you have, in the background, while Clinton is purchasing this dossier, nobody puts two and two together, and I haven't even, she's getting investigated by who? The number 2 counterintelligence officer in the FBI, Peter Strzok. Peter Strzok and Lisa Page hate Trump. They hate him. 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 But of course, it doesn't affect their objective analysis of events. Yes, it does, because Peter Strzok deleted five, count them, 5 references to gross negligence, and that's Comey's original conclusions, and that's James Comey, who's a 6'8" Debbie Wasserman Schultz. So imagine. Then he deletes 5 references to gross negligence, which relate directly to U.S. Code 793F of the Espionage Act. In addition to talking about an insurance policy with Andrew McCabe, in addition to Page and Strzok talking with Bill Priestap, Strzok mentions Bill Priestap, the number 1 counterintelligence officer, and they go ahead and, what do they say? Well, we don't want Madam President to think that it was more, she should know that it was more Department of Justice than FBI that wanted her behind, that wanted her indicted. Okay. Then alongside all of this, you have a DOJ official who meets with Glenn Simpson, and his wife is doing research at Fusion GPS because she's working at Fusion GPS. Then you have we just found out, an Obama administration official whose husband is a senior member at Fusion GPS. And then there's another national security advisor, or another advisor, that's given the questionnaire as well. So that's 3 right now that we found out. 3 people, Strzok, Page, 5, or Bruce and Nellie Orr, 6 and 7. Oh man, I know I'm forgetting somebody. That's 7 people with ties to either Fusion GPS or that hate Obama, or both. That's just, no, wait a second now. Steele, Christopher Steele, he hates, I'm sorry, that hates Trump. I said Obama. Let me start over, since this is so thrilling for you. Let me start over. For my 17-minute crowd, I thank you for watching, and I appreciate you watching. So let's just do this methodically. Okay. Christopher Steele hates Trump. Bruce and Nellie Orr hate Trump. And either hate Trump or DOJ official, Fusion GPS employee. 3 people. Strzok, Page, FBI officials who hate Trump. 5 people. Okay. Then you have the 2 just now. The woman who is working with Biden and President Obama. Her husband at the Fusion GPS. 7 people. A 3rd person within this new story was given a questionnaire. That's 8 people. Okay, then you have Andrew McCabe, whose wife was given either $700,000, but according to Dick Morris, $1.2 million from Clinton loyalists. Obviously, he was the number 2 in the FBI. Obviously, he was jaded or influenced because he recused himself a week before the election. Why would you do that a week before? They're not even trying to hide their bias. So I just counted 9 people. If you can count more than 9, do so in the comments section. But I counted 9 people now. Okay. Wait a second, there's more. 9, 10, 11. Blumenthal and Cody Shearer. So that's 11 people throughout all of this. 11 people. Okay? But wait, there's more. I just named 11 people who were either tied to Fusion GPS, received money from Clinton loyalists, or hate Trump, and had their actions correlate with their hatred of Trump. So 11 people. If you can name more people, give me your thoughts below. Just found out right now that, what did we just find out? That not only are House Republicans expanding the probe, but they're going ahead and they're basically outing more people who are part of this giant conspiracy. And it actually is a conspiracy because I just named 11 people right now. I know I'm missing somebody, to my amazing subscribers in the comment section. I just named 11 people part of a conspiracy, and they don't even have to like work with each other and communicate with one another. That's not the way this that's not the way this fiasco was created. Everybody has their own purpose. Like it's like Reservoir Dogs, where they know each other by like the name, like Mr. Blue, or they don't know each other's names. Maybe this might even be a situation where they don't know of each other, but they're doing things in concert to lead to the obvious. I just named 11 people right now who either were tied to Fusion GPS, don't like President Trump, or their actions correlated, in the case of Strzok and Page, with their hatred of Trump. And they're obviously, if they work for the Obama administration or Fusion GPS or the Obama FBI, that there is already... And Christopher Steele, by the way, is a foreign national. So are the people who helped him compile the dossier, the Russian sources. Where is the intelligence community, the FBI? Where is the CIA? Where's the NSA saying, oh yeah, we have all this evidence on Trump? Why are all these... Why are the 11 people I named, and then Cody Shear and Sidney Blumenthal, directly correlated to Clinton? Why are the 11 people I mentioned all a part of this? Where's the NSA chief saying, yeah, we have this, we've intercepted all of this? That's what the NSA does. Where's the CIA? John Brennan, where's his mountain of evidence? Where's the mountain of evidence from Comey, aside from showing the Steele Dossier? They don't have any evidence. They're relying on all of these people, and it's an outside company. Again, Fusion GPS, just like CrowdStrike, just like PlotRever, just like Data Inc., just like when they outsourced, Debbie Wasserman Schultz outsourced with the Awans. Why are they so interested in working outside the U.S. government? And why are they so interested in using quote-unquote intelligence, which is pure hearsay and gossip, derived from sources outside the U.S. government? Eventually, if you lasted this long, there was a method to the madness. Give me your thoughts below. Share this segment everywhere. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. We're almost at 108,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for listening.